Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Franchise Hockey Manager 8 with the Buffalo Sabres. I simmed ahead to the beginning of April. It was not a good month, and we were absolutely decimated by injuries that really we're battling for playoff position now. You can see we have the same number of games played as Florida and Toronto. We are tied with Toronto, and we are a point behind Florida. It wasn't a good month, and again, that was mostly due to injuries. If you look at our injury list now, we lost Victor Olofsson for the year. He's out for 2 to 3 months. Jonathan Toews is out indefinitely, so that trade, it worked while he was playing, but we are now without 3 of our top 12 forwards. That's caused some chaos on the lines here. You can see, and we're without somebody short-term. Yeah, Kubalik is out short-term as well now. So we're without 4 of our top 12 forwards. So you can see the lines are a little bit janky. It wasn't a good month. It was not a good month. If we look at our stats, you can see Eichel is at over a point a game as anticipated. Studnicka is having a great season, 47 points in 74. Well, we'll look at everything once the season ends, but you can get if you want to take a look and see where we are now with about a week and a half left, you can pause it and take a look. So, we're just going to finish the season. We have 8 games, and then we will get into the postseason. So, hopefully we can hang on and we don't end up missing the playoffs, because right now we're in the 7th seed, or the 7th spot in the Eastern Conference. So we get 2 assists from Dahlin, Asplund with an assist, Studnicka scores, and Eichel scores for us. Good game for Lankinen, who's actually played a whole lot better lately. And we did have to pick somebody up off waivers, so the next time the game pauses, I will show you that. We picked up somebody from Ottawa, I believe he was playing for. 15 offensive rating, which is why I picked him. I figured we needed we needed a little bit more offense. It was Joachim Blickfield, and he hasn't scored a point in 10 games, but, he's got some offensive ratings. He's not particularly good. I thought he might give us a little bit of a boost offensively, but nothing yet. So, at any rate, a game now against Nashville. Another win, 3-2. So back-to-back wins for us. That's huge. This one in a shootout. We get down 2-0. Johansson and Forsberg. Okposo would score shorthanded. Shaw would score with a couple minutes left in the third, and then we would win in the shootout. So back-to-back wins, which is huge. So we are a point up on Florida now with a game in hand, and we are tied with the Leafs. Still no Kubalik, right? No, still no Kubalik. Let's see what happens in this game against Philly. We just beat them 2-1. Can we beat them on the road? We do. We win 6-3. So it looks like Cousins and Eichel had themselves a solid game. Eichel, 4 goals and an assist for Jack Eichel. Dylan Cousins, 4 assists. Gergensons had 4 points playing on that top line. So Eichel, we were down 2-1 after 1. Eichel from Gergensons and Cousins. Eichel from Fisher and Cousins. Shaw from Van Riemsdyk and Yoki Haru. Would be tied at 3 after 2. And then Eichel, and Gergensons in the third would give us a 6-3 victory. So we're back into second place now. So you guys are good luck for me, apparently. I bring you back and I start playing well. So we've now won 3 in a row. Let's see if we can finish off the season strong here. We're not going to Kubalik ahead of schedule. Safe to dress him. Excellent. So Kubalik will replace who? I don't replace Gergensons. He's had a 4-point game. Ruotsalainen. Replace with Kubalik. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to put Kubalik on the second line to try to spread out the offense a little bit. Eichel, Cousins, and Gergensen showed that they can get it done. So we'll put Kubalik out there with Shaw and Van Riemsdyk and see if that helps us. So here we go. Back-to-back games versus the Blue Jackets. First one is at home. And a 9-4 loss, and we lose Gergensons. for 3 weeks. Holy crap. 9 goals, huh? 9 goals. Who scored for us? Van Riemsdyk, Bryson, Shaw, and Studnicka. Okay. So I guess Gergensons does come out, and Ruotsalainen will go right back in. But now he's going to play on the top line. That one hurts. So we are now in 3rd place. Game in hand on Florida, 2 points behind. Need this game at Columbus here. We gave up 9 goals. And we lose back-to-back games against the Blue Jackets. That one hurts. So we are now a point behind Florida. I think we're in 7th place still, right? If we look at the standings. Yeah. I think the playoffs, I think we're good as long as the Capitals don't win the rest of their games and we don't lose the rest of our games. It's just a matter of whether or not we're going to finish in 3rd or 7th. See what happens against the Leafs today. So we lose our 3rd straight. So we win 3 in a row and then lose 3 in a row with you guys here. So I don't know if you're good luck or not, but it looks like the Capitals. So yeah, I think we can end up tied with the Capitals here. We have 92 points. They have 88. I think we're currently in 8th place. See what happens here against the Bruins. A 1-0. I think that secures our playoff spot. Yeah, because even if we lose and Washington wins, the best they can do is 92 points. So we're in the playoffs again. Big last game of the year against the Panthers. So whoever wins this game finishes in, isn't considered a wild card team. So we'll see what happens. But I think we're in. We're in the playoffs again, which is nice. And let's see how it goes. Final game of the year at Florida. Win our first 3 of the month, and then there we go. We win that one. We finish 44-31-7. Mason Shaw with a couple of goals. Picks up his 20th. So there you go, Mason Shaw. Studnicka with his 18th. Skinner goes shorthanded. Lankinen gets the win. And we finish in 3rd place again behind the Bruins and the Maple Leafs. 44-31-7. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen finishes 5th in the NHL in save percentage. Rodrigue only started 16 games, so let's rule him out. Swayman, Sorokin. Yeah, so we finished 4th technically. All right, well, let's take a look at our stats. And we're not going to do the league stats. I'm going to do that as the separate kind of league review episode kind of thing, which we'll do when the season's over. But if we look at our stats for the year, so Eichel finishes with 63 points in 61 games. Need him playing more games than that going forward, though. That hurts. Dylan Cousins had his 2nd straight nice season. Goals were up. Total points were down. 60 points in 79 games for the 22-year-old Cousins. Kubalik had a nice first full season with us. 18 goals, 54 points in 79 games. Studnicka was fantastic. 50 points in 82 games, including a team-leading plus 16. Mason Shaw was also really good. Plus 11, 46 points, 73. Those two guys, this line, Kubalik, Studnicka, and Shaw, did work for us this year. Klingberg wasn't great. Excuse me. He was not great. 67 game rating, minus 11. He did have 45 points. Van Riemsdyk was fine with us, a point every other game. Skinner, if he wasn't getting paid $10 million, I'd have no complaints over what he did, but based on what he's getting paid. Clefbaum had a nice year for us, plus 18. We may need to try to bring him back at the expense of somebody else. I don't know who. Sanheim was okay for us, put up, he wasn't, a 62 game rating. So we may want to take a look at our game setups here because some of those ratings are not great. Dahlin had a terrible year. Just an absolute year to forget for Rasmus Dahlin. Hopefully he bounces back next year. And then from there, just varying levels of averageness. Ruotsalainen didn't have a good year. Asplund took a significant step down. Yoki Haru, 21 points in 82 games, again a 61 game rating. He wasn't as good this year. Really what kept us in it was our goaltending. And Lankinen ended up having a decent year. Got that goals against under 3, save percentage right around 900, which isn't great, but I guess as the backup, he was fine. Luukkonen was fantastic, 32, 20, and 3 with a 252 goals against and a 915 save percentage. So, so I think ultimately we had a pretty good year. We're going to look different next season. But that's fine. So we're going to look different next year. And we'll just sort of have to see. But we got playoffs. Before we get to next year, we got playoffs. We have playoffs. I think we're going to be taking on Toronto. Is that who our NHL playoffs? Is that who we're going to be playing? And whoever we're playing, we'll take a quick look at that team stats. As the game continues to sim ahead, Barclay Goodrow, Ross Colton, and Jonathan Quick. Yep, we're going to be taking on the Maple Leafs. All right, so let's look at the award winners. So Hart Trophy, Matthews, McKinnon, and McDavid. Vezina, Darcy Kemper, Samsonov, and Sorokin. Norris Trophy, Pietrangelo, Theodore, and Werenski. Calder Trophy. How can my goalie not be on here? Sorella, Jake Lecision, and Victor Berglund. I don't get it. Executive of the Years. Don Sweeney, Selke, Barkov, Sorelli, and Corrali. Messier, Ovechkin, Dumoulin, and Scheifele. Lindsay, Matthews, McKinnon, McDavid, Jack Adams, Cassidy, Hines, and Lambert. Well, what the hell, man? Like, how can Luukkonen not be in the Rookie of the Year discussion? I don't get it. All right. So, Matthews, 119 points in 82 games. He was really good. Nylander had 80 and 72. Tavares, 64 and 79. The second line, Michael Bunting with 40 points. Yeah, I mean, not much scoring outside of that top line. Morgan Riley, Joey Anderson, Rasmus Sandin, Victor Mete. They didn't have a lot of scoring outside of that top line. So if we can hold them in check, we'll see how it goes. Goaltending, really split down the middle, Jack Campbell and Peter Mrazek. Campbell was slightly better in terms of goals against and save percentage. So, all right, let's see how this goes. Game number 1 against the Leafs is a 5-4 victory in overtime. So Travis Dermott gets the first goal. Then Shaw would tie it from Klefbom and Fisher. We would go up 3-2 after 2. Anders Bjork claimed off waivers by the Leafs for Van Riemsdyk, and Fisher would score in the second. In the third, it would be Skinner from Studnicka and Yoki Haru. They would get 2. And then Blickfield picks up his first goal, his first point as a Buffalo Sabre in overtime from Fisher and Kubalik. So we get 3 assists from Yoki Haru, a goal and 2 assists from Fisher, who's supposed to be a defensive stalwart, puts up a 41 defensive game rating. Luukkonen stops 21-25, but we get the win, and that's all that matters. Game 2 at Toronto. Can we take a 2-0 lead? No, we get shut out in Game 2. So we still have home ice, I guess. Nylander, and Gogolev. Luukkonen stops 23-26. Mrazek has a 30-save shutout. So it's 1-1 coming back to Buffalo. Can we take a 2-1 series lead, or are we going to fall behind? No, we win 2-1. So Mason Shaw from Kubalik and Van Riemsdyk. Marner would score to make it 1-1 after 1. No scoring in the second. Then Dylan Cousins from Eichel and Blickfield in the third period to give us a 2-1 lead and a 2-1 victory. Luukkonen stops 32 out of 33. Bruins lead the Panthers 3-0. And here we go. Can we take a commanding 3-1 lead over the Leafs? We do. We win 7-4. So we were down 2-0. They scored 2 goals in 32 seconds. Then Eichel, Kubalik, and Studnicka, we'd be up 3-2 after 1. Asplund would make it 4-2. Joey Anderson would make it 4-3. Eichel makes it 5-3. Joey Anderson again makes it 5-4. Then Ruotsalainen and Kubalik would score, and we would win 7-4. Luukkonen doesn't have a great game, only stops 23 out of 27, but Mrazek was terrible, and we win. So we are up 3-1 now over the Maple Leafs. Game 5 will be back in Toronto, and let's see how it goes. Can we take out the Maple Leafs? We do. We win 5-4, and we advance to the next round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. 2-2 after 1. Kerfoot and Matthews for them. Studnicka and Shaw for us. They took a 4-2 lead going into the third. Ruotsalainen and Studnicka would score in the third. Studnicka's with about a minute and a half left. And then in overtime, Jeff Skinner from Dahlin and Klingberg would give us the victory. We peppered Mrazek for 55 shots. All right, let's go. We advance, so we make it a step further than we did last year. So this has been a successful season. I am good with that. Let's see who we're going to be taking on. Is it going to be the Bruins? Or is it going to be one of the Metropolitan Division teams? Oh, excuse me. As we switch over into May, it's going to ask me to make my all-star selection. Development reports. Blickfield gets better. Dahlin gets better. Fisher and Shaw continues to improve. Up to a 16 physical and 13 defense. Poltapov, Kisakov, Saganuk all get better. Kozak gets better. Ryan Johnson gets better again. Goligoski, Klingberg. Yeah, Klingberg may be on the move this offseason, guys. His contract, 4 more years at 5.9 after this. That may be something we have to do. Who are we going to nominate? Neither of the Sedin twins. Hammerlick, Ray Whitney, Beezer, Patty Verbeek. Let's go at Beezer. That's not the Beezer. Beezer's John Van Beesbrook. What am I talking about? Patty Verbeek. We will vote for him. Let's continue. See who we're taking on next. Pittsburgh beats the Islanders. Calgary knocks out the Oilers in 7. So we're taking on the Bruins. Patrice Bergeron, David Pastrnak, Brad Marchand, and the Boston Bruins. Pastrnak led the way with 102 points, 46 goals, 56 assists. Marchand, 72 points. Taylor Hall, 60 points in 79 games, 25 goals. Man, I would love for him to do that in real life. I don't think he's going to come close to that. Bergeron in what could be his final season, 58 points. Charlie Coyle, 57. A lot more spread out offensively than the Leafs were. Mike Riley, 45. Berglund, 42. Is that Jason Robertson? Yep, Jason Robertson from... How did he end up with the Bruins? First round pick for Jason Robertson. Good deal by the Bruins. Wow. 23-year-old stud forward. Craig Smith, Arturi Letkinen, Charlie McAvoy had a bit of a down season, only 68 game rating. Eric Haula, Jake DeBrusk is just not good. Ashan, Sanford, Carlo Wagner, and they've got the Swayman in net. Jeremy Swayman, 32-9-4 with a 2.33 goals against. So it's going to be a tough team. Gonna be a tough team to beat. But, again, we have already advanced further than we did last year. So I'm going to consider that a win. And we take game 1 against the Bruins. 5-2. Jack Eichel, 2 goals and an assist. Sanheim in the first. DeBrusk would score for them. It's 2-2 after 2. Ruotsalainen and Frederick. And then we put 3 on the board in the third. Blickfield again. And then Eichel scores twice. So we are up 1-0 as we take game 1 5-2. All right, let's get on to game 2. Another win. Wow. So we take a 2-0 lead. We win both games against a 57-win Boston team on the road. So Sanheim would score first, make it 1-0. They scored the next 3, Sanford, DeBrusk, and Frederick. Eichel would score all that in the first 5.5 minutes of the second period. So we're down 3-2 going into the third. Ruotsalainen, Dahlin, and Kubalik would score to make it 5-3. Hall would score to make it 5-4. They wouldn't get any closer. And they started Kyle Kaiser. Really? Interesting. Okay. And we're ready for game 3 at home. Can we take a commanding 3-0 lead against the Bruins? We can. What is happening here, guys? We are up 3-0 on the best team in the Eastern Conference, and we come out and we score 2 goals in the first 2 minutes. We're up 3-1 after 1. We're up 5-2 after 2. Ruotsalainen, Skinner, Fisher, Sanheim, Studnicka, and then Klingberg as in the final second of the game to win it 6-2. Is Swayman hurt? No, he's just not playing. That's unusual. Okay. So 1 game to go until one more win, and we will reach the Stanley Cup semifinals. Wow, we sweep the Bruins. We lose Clefbaum for 3 weeks. How do you dislocate your tailbone? So we lose Clefbaum for 3 weeks, but we sweep the Bruins. Another crazy first period. 3 goals for them, 2 for us. Second period, Eichel and Shaw. Frederick would score for them. 4-4 after 2. Cousins, Studnicka. Ruotsalainen has 7 goals in the postseason. And we beat the Bruins. Clefbaum is hurt. So we're going to have to stick Goligoski out there. How are our injured players? Middlestad's back in a week or 2. I mean, if we keep playing, he could be back before the end of the year. I want to take a look at, let's look at our playoff stats. So through 9 games, our leading scorers are Ruotsalainen. Has 7 goals and 4 assists. Eichel with 11, Shaw with 10. Jeff Skinner with 10 points. If we win the Stanley Cup and he puts up more than a point a game, his contract will be worth it. Fisher's at a point a game. Klingberg has redeemed himself here. He's at a point a game. Look at this offense, guys. That's crazy. Our goaltending has been pretty bad. 3.12 goals against and an .892 save percentage. So it's weird. Our goaltending has carried us through the regular season, and our offense has carried us through the postseason so far. So we're going to be taking on who? Either Pittsburgh or Carolina. Pittsburgh took a 3-0 lead. Carolina's won the last 2. Won the last 3. All 3 of those series are tied at 3. So we get a nice little break here. Carolina comes back from 3-0 down to beat the Penguins in 7. So we're going to be taking on the Carolina Hurricanes for an opportunity to go to the Stanley Cup Championship. So let's look at Carolina. Sebastian Aho with 100 points. They had three skaters with almost 40 goals. Niederreiter had 41. Svechnikov 39. Aho 38. Jacob Slavin 68. Martin it's Netchis, right? Martin Netchis 58 points. Chris Weidman 52. Vinny Trocheck, 49. Teravainen, 41. Brady Shea, 38. Yeah, I think very good offense here. Very good offense. And in goal, Freddie Anderson, 33, 19, and 4 with a 3. He wasn't, that's a high goals against and a high save percentage. He must have just been, he just must have faced a ton of shots during the season. All right. Well, let's keep going. Game 1 against the Hurricanes at Carolina is a 4-3 loss. So there you go. We lose 4-3. So we get the first goal, Blickfield, and then Svechnikov would score for them. Aho and Shea. Fisher would get us within a goal. Shaw would tie it 52 seconds in, and Svechnikov would score to give them the lead and the eventual win. So we're down 1-0. Vegas leads Nashville out west. We will play game 2. Another loss. And we lose Dylan Cousins. Oh, this could be the end of the road for us. Svechnikov, and Teravainen. We were down 3-0. We would score 3 in the second to tie it. Cousins, Eichel, Ruotsalainen. We actually took the lead. Studnicka would score, Joey Keane, and then Seth Jarvis in overtime. So we are now without Dylan Cousins. Okay, so I guess we'll put Gergensons out there. And yeah, so we lose both games in Carolina. Vegas has a 2-0 lead over the Predators. And we can actually put Casey Middlestat back in the lineup here. Works for me. We'll put Cousins on the injured list. And Middlestat will replace Gergensons. And let's take a look at the lines and see what we want to do here. Middlestat, Rutz. No, I don't like that line. I think we're going to do this. Ruotsalainen and Eichel put Studnicka on the top line. Middlestat centering Van Riemsdyk and Kubalik. Shaw centering Fisher and Skinner. Let's see how that goes. And it's another loss. And we lose Van Riemsdyk. Okay. Another 2 overtimes in this one. So Sheehan would score first. Studnicka scored a couple of goals, sandwiched around a goal by Niederreiter. No goals in the third. And then Ethan Bear would score in the extra session. So we need 4 straight here against Carolina. And we're going to have to do it without Van Riemsdyk now too, right? Yep. And we're going to have to do it without Bryson. And we don't have any defensemen. Okay. This is the way our season's going to come to a screeching halt, huh? All right. That is a little disappointing. Oh, Ryan Johnson is on our team now. Okay. That's a little disappointing, the way our season's going to come to an end, but what are you going to do? Replace with Laxinen. Van Riemsdyk, replace with Gergensons. Can we keep our season alive? We cannot. We lose by 1 goal in every single game. We lose 2 5-4 games. We lose 2 3-2 games. 3 of the 4 games of the series went to OT. So can't really complain. We played well. We just couldn't get past them. Carolina had a very, very good team this season. So Okposo and Eichel score for us. And that's that. So let's go ahead and sim to the end of the regular season. So Vegas and Carolina in the finals. Vegas takes a 1-0 lead. Vegas takes a 2-0 lead. And Vegas was the best team in the league this year, so it wouldn't surprise me to see them just steamroll Carolina here as well, even though Carolina put up 114 points or something. Our big thing next year is going to be health. I don't know what we can do to improve our health. Maybe we'll take a look at our trainer, but our big thing is going to be health. We've lost so many games to injuries that we need to, if we're going to sign players, we need to make sure those players are durable. Because you have to expect that we're going to be without Eichel for 10 to 15 games a year. Olofsson's gotten hurt both seasons. Obviously, Middlestat losing the season is nothing you can really do to plan for that. But Hall of Fame vote. Who are we voting for? We are voting for. We're gonna go back. We're gonna vote for Daniel Alfredsson. We're gonna vote for Henrik Lundqvist. We're gonna vote for Roberto Luongo just because he's funny, and we're gonna vote for Brindamore. Development report, Yoki-Haru and Pekka Luukkonen get better. Poltapov, Kisakov, Saganuk, all the names we want to see on here. Portillo gets better. It's up to 4.5 stars. Owen Power gets better. Jack Quinn gets better. Quinn will be up next season. That's what I was hoping for. That jump to 2.5 stars. Samuelson will probably be up next year. He's a 16 defense. I don't care if we get no offense out of him at all. Defensively, he's a stud, and that's what we need. So let's continue. Vegas up 3-0. And Vegas sweeps Carolina 4-0. So the Vegas Golden Knights win the Stanley Cup in year number 2. Winnipeg wins it in year number 1. So the Western Conference has dominated this Let's Play so far. Not bad, though. So we advanced to the Stanley Cup semifinals in our second season. That's real improvement, and we've got some young, at least three young studs. We got Power, Johnson, and Quinn all going to be up next season. And then some other players, Poltapov, and some other players that might be ready. So we can take Cousins, put him back on the active roster. And we will keep going. Yeah, so next year we're going to look a little different because we're going to have some young talent on the team. I don't know how active we're going to be in free agency because I just don't want to. I don't want to sign players and then delay delay the addition of the Owen Powers and the Jack Quinns and things like that. So we will see how it goes. So all these players are ready to go. We got to re-sign some coaches. Russell Reese. Coaches and scouts, rather. So yeah, I hope everybody had a really nice Thanksgiving. I'm actually recording this video prior to Thanksgiving. I'm recording this on Wednesday morning as I quote-unquote work. Recording this on Wednesday morning, get it posted on Friday for everybody. I hope you all had a fantastic Thanksgiving. Those of you who like to shop on Black Friday, I hope you are staying safe and not getting into fights with people for that Walmart TV. So we're at the 28th. Any big time free agents on here? Craig Smith is 3.5 stars, really. Again, most of the higher ability players on here, or higher potential players on here, will be RFAs. I'm thinking I would like to bring Clefbaum back, especially if we can move Klingberg. I like the defensive ability out of him, so that's going to be an option there. But Gergensons will be gone. Van Riemsdyk will be gone. Sanheim will be gone. That didn't really work out for us. Taves, Goligoski, Okposo, they'll all be gone. So some money will be off the books. Yeah, like Bowen Byram will be an RFA. Hintz. Yeah, they scored 9 goals last year, really. Couple of 4-star potential. Again, probably RFAs. Skarek is going to be an RFA. A lot of goalies. Nolan Patrick. He's likely to be an RFA as well. Yeah, not ton of huge free agents on here. Some decent players. Oscar Sundqvist, if we want another defensive forward. Cool. All right. So let's get... Oh, we got the award ceremony. Let's see who wins what. So the Hart Trophy, McKinnon, Matthews, McDavid goes to McDavid. Conn Smythe goes to Pietrangelo. Berglund, Sorella, and Lecision goes to Sorella. Still should have gone to Luukkonen. Pietrangelo, Theodore, and Werenski for the Norris goes to Theodore. Corrali, Sorelli, Barkov for the Selke goes to Barkov. Samsonov, Kemper, and Sorokin for the Vezina goes to Darcy Kemper. Executive of the Year goes to David Poley of Nashville, and Jack Adams goes to John Hines of Nashville. Reached playoffs, had a winning season, didn't have a winning percentage of .600 or better. So we get some positives. So we'll get some points here, which will be good. And we're going to dump them into coaching. We got 4 points. So we evened everything out last year, but I think negotiating skill. We're going to negotiating skill and coaching prospects. All right, so it's June 30th. Let's see, All-Stars, we didn't have anybody there. All-Rookie team, we had the goalie, which is good. And I think that's going to do it, guys. Yeah, so next episode, which will be on Tuesday, there'll be a 2-part. It'll be the league review where we look at stats. I'll go through each of the teams, and you can pause it and look at your favorite team if you want to. Yeah, so we'll do an overview of the league stats, the team stats, and then we'll do the off-season in the next episode. So as always, guys, I appreciate you watching. I appreciate your support. Again, I hope everybody had a really nice Thanksgiving, and I'll talk to you all soon. Bye-bye.